Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name Muhammad Fauzan Rahmatullah. I'm from Sakti University. I want to explain you about traditional American values and belief. Unit United States probably has a greater diversity of racial, ethnic, cultural, and religious groups. The large variety of the mean that accepting diversity was the only practical choice. Nah, in United States probably has greater diversity. What is that? The greater diversity is racial, ethnic, cultural, and religious group. The large variety of them mean is diversity was the only particle choice. United, United States has been viewed as the land of opportunity, attracting immigrants from all over the world. In United States, United States also has been viewed as the land for the immigrant from all over the world. Uh, Unit, United States have three represent traditional reasons why immigrants have been drawn to America. The first, individual freedom, and the second, equality of opportunity, and the third, material wealth. And how about the self-reliant competition and hard work? Indivi- to get the individual freedom, we must have the self-reliance. To get the equality of opportunity, we have we must have competition. And to get the material work, we must to have hard work. That is the three represent traditional reasons why immigrants have been drawn to America. Okay, I want to explain you for the first reason is individual freedom. The first reason is individual freedom. The first point is people want to escape the control placed on many aspects of their lives. As kings, governments, priests, church, noblemen, and aristocrats, the people want to escape and want to go the control and place on many aspects of their life, like a king's government, priests, church, noblemen, and aristocrats. The second point, by limiting the power of these aspects, the the early settlers create a climate of freedoms where the emphasis was on the individual or the to be the concepts of individual freedom. With the limiting the power of these aspects, the American people climate of freedom where their emphasis was on the individual or the to be the concept of individual freedom. The third point is freedom means the mean from freedom, the desire and the right of all individuals to control their own destiny without outside interference. Uh, the third point explain about the what the destiny from American people. The American people have own their own destiny to get it without outside interference. That is the point three or the third point for individual freedom. And next, the second, I want to explain you about self-reliance. The first point is most Americans believe that they must be self-reliant in order to keep their freedom. To keep their freedom, the American people must believe that they must be self-reliant because the if they have if they not have the self-reliance, then they they can keep their freedom. Uh, the second point is when people are dependent, they risk losing freedom and they may also lose the respect of their peers. When the when the American people are dependent, they risk losing freedom and they may also lose the respect of their peers. In order to be in the mainstream of American life, to have power and respect, individuals must be seen as self-reliant. Uh, if we the mainstream American life, this is to have the power and respect individual, we can see in self-reliance. If you want to say the American people are these American people have power and respect individuals or not, we must see as self-reliance. Okay. The third, equality of opportunity. American people do not mean that each individual should have an equal chance for success, but see much of life as a race for success. Uh, the American people forget the success. We not mean do not mean that each individual should have an equal chance for success. But if we want to get a success, we must live as a race. Uh, if we if if the American people will get the success, they must they must of they must see they must live as a race. The second point, equality means that everyone should have an equal chance to enter the race for success is a fair one and that a person does not win just because he or she was born into a wealthy family or lost because of race or religion. If they not live, if they not live, if they not live as a race, we do not get a success and is a fair one, and that a person does not win just because why? Just because he or she was born into a wealthy family or lost because of race or religion. The third point, this American concept of fair play is an important aspect of the belief in equality of opportunity. The fair play is important for American people concept to get the equality of to believe in equality of opportunity. And the fourth point, the price to be paid for this is competition. The price to be paid, the equality of opportunity, this by the competition. Uh, as we know, as before, as before, to get the freedom, we must have self-reliance. And if we equal to and if we want to believe in equality of opportunity, we must price to be paid for this is competition. And next, for the fourth, competition. The pressure of competition in the life of an American begin in childhood and continue until retirement from work. Uh, For for American people, for the competition is begin from in childhood, where where the American people was born or was child in last year, and we begin the competition in childhood and continue until retirement from work. The second point, when they retire, are traditional at age 65. Uh, Retirement from work is when they retire, the retired is 65. They are at least free from the pressure of competition. But a new problem is the the last for him competition at age 65. This is the age they are at least free from the pressures of competition. But the new problem arises. In fact, generally speaking, any group of people who do not compete successfully for whatever reasons do not fit into the mainstream of American life as well as those who do compete and succeed. In the fact, generally speaking, any group of people who do not compete successfully for whatever reason do not fit into the mainstream of American life as well as those who do compete and succeed. Okay. Then for if and then if we want to get if we want to get individual freedom, we must have self-reliance. And if we want to get equality of opportunity, we must have we must fight by the competition. And now for the fifth, material wealth. What is the material wealth? Because of its incredibly abundant natural resources, the United States appears to be a land of plenty, where millions come to seek their fortunes. Uh, because of its incredible abundant natural resources, the United States appear to be a land of plenty where millions could come to seek their fortunes. It is material wealth. And the second point, the price going from rags or rich, going from rags to rich, become a slogan for the American dream. And then the slogan for the American dream is going from rags to rich, going from rags to rich. Okay. The third point, material wealth become a value to the American people. The material world, the material world is become the third value the third values to the American people. For the fourth point, American have paid a price, however, for the material world by hard work. As we know as before, to get the equality of opportunity, we must fight by the competition. And in the material world, American people paid a price to get for their material works by hard for the sixth hard work. For this hard work, just have 2 points. First point is only by hard work could this natural resource be converted into material possessions, allowing a more comfortable standard of living. Only by hard work could the natural resource be conferred. Only by hard work we can get the material work. Uh, this is in American value. And second point is most Americans, however, still believe in the value of hard work. Must believe that people should hold job and not live off welfare payments from the government. For the governments, most Americans, however, still believe in the value of hard work. Must believe the people should hold jobs and not life of welfare payments from the government. Okay, the American dreams. What the American dreams? As I explained to you as before, in the material world, the slogan for American dream is going from rags to rich. But I want to explain to you what is the American dream. In understanding the relationship between what American believe and how they live, how they live. It is important to distinguish between idealism and reality. The, the in under the relationship between what American believe and how they live is important to distinguish between their idealism and reality. The fact that American ideals are only partly carried out in real life does not diminish their importance. And the conclusion for this presentation is if the American people, if they when they want to live, they believe and they follow. The first is individual freedom. To get individual freedom, they must have self-reliance. And the second, they believe and they follow is equality of opportunity. If they want to get equality of opportunity, they must pay that fight. They must price fight by the competition. And in the material world, if they want to get the material world, they must pay by the hard work. That is three represent traditional reason why immigrants have been drawn to America. Nah, that is the explain from me about the American values and beliefs. Okay, thank you. Just this for me. If you have any question, you can ask me at my number 0x13 x4596778. This is my number. Call me if you have any question. Bye bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.